Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If she ever says this to you, and says it softly, almost like it slipped out by accident, your life with her is about to change. Because women don't say this when they're curious. They don't say it when they're bored. They don't say it when they're playing games. They say it when they're already emotionally stepping toward you, and that step feels terrifying to them. Before we go deeper, subscribe and like this video, because what I'm about to share comes straight from years of listening to women say what they never say out loud to men, and from watching the men who understood this become unforgettable. Now listen carefully. When a woman is falling for you, her biggest shift is not physical, not romantic, not even about attraction. It's psychological safety. A woman can be attracted to many men. She can flirt with many men. She can even date men she doesn't feel deeply connected to. But the moment she feels emotionally safe with a man, safe enough to lower her guard, her entire nervous system changes around him. And that's when she says something that seems small, but isn't. She says, "I don't usually tell people this." Men think that's just conversation. It's not. That sentence is a doorway. She is telling you that you are no longer people. You are becoming her person. Understand this. Women are taught, through experience, to protect their emotional world. Every disappointment, every time she opened up and felt unseen, every moment she was judged or dismissed, it builds a wall. Most men only ever meet the outside of that wall. The fun side, the strong side, the controlled side. But when she starts sharing things she doesn't usually tell people, she's handing you pieces of the world behind that wall. Her fears, her insecurities, her private thoughts, her past, her dreams, she's afraid sound foolish. And in that moment, she is not testing you, she is trusting you. And trust for a woman is the beginning of falling in love. Here's the truth most men completely miss. When she opens up like this, it's not a game. It's not a subtle signal you can decode with a clever line or a trick. It's a seismic shift in her emotional world. Think about it. She's letting someone see the version of herself she keeps hidden from almost everyone. Her past mistakes, the things she's ashamed of, the vulnerabilities she's wrapped in layers of armor, all of it is suddenly exposed, and she's giving it to you. Most men hear this and feel powerful. They think, she's sharing her secrets with me. I must be doing something right. But that's only half of the truth. The other half, the one that changes everything, is that if you mishandle it, if you respond with judgment, insecurity, or impatience, you will break that fragile bridge she's building to you. And once broken, it rarely repairs the same way. This is why men who understand female psychology have an almost unfair advantage. They know the weight of what she's revealing. They don't react with ego. They don't try to win her over in that moment. They sit quietly. They listen. They let her feel safe. Because safety is the most intoxicating thing a man can give a woman. More than compliments, more than gifts, more than sex, safety. And here's the kicker. She's watching how you handle it. Not just your words, not just your tone, but the way your presence absorbs her vulnerability without cracking under it. She's scanning, silently, for signs that you can hold her world without shattering it. That's the moment men either become unforgettable or instantly forgettable. So pay attention. When she whispers something she doesn't usually tell people, she's testing a truth far bigger than what she's saying. She's testing if you can be the man who holds her heart without forcing it open. If you rise to that, if you silently meet her courage with your own calm strength, you're no longer just a man she likes. You're becoming a man she feels she can rely on, a man she can envision in her life when no one else has earned that space. And make no mistake, once that trust settles, everything changes. Her laughter, her touch, her attention, it becomes yours in ways that men who chase superficial attraction will never understand. Here's something almost no man realizes. When a woman starts revealing the parts of herself she doesn't usually tell people, she's quietly evaluating your emotional intelligence. She's testing your ability to respond with depth, patience, and understanding. She's observing whether you can navigate the storm of her vulnerability without panicking, without turning it into a joke, without trying to fix her. Most men fail this test, not because they're bad people, but because they never learned that intimacy isn't about doing, it's about being. Being present is rare. Most men are trained to react. They give advice, they try to impress, they attempt to solve her problems, and in doing so, they inadvertently signal that her inner world is inconvenient. But the man she's falling for doesn't react like that. He absorbs, he mirrors, he validates, even when nothing he says seems powerful or impressive. The way he simply exists for her quietly shifts her heart. That's what she's seeking. Not a hero, not a fixer, not a savior. She wants someone who can handle the raw truth of her humanity, without judgment. And this is where men often misread signals. They hear her confessions and think, she's coming on strong. I should step up, chase, escalate. But she's not asking for escalation. She's asking for containment. She's showing you pieces of herself that terrify her. Fear and love are intertwined here. Every word she whispers that she doesn't usually tell anyone carries the weight of both. She's testing whether you can walk with her into that fear without exploiting it, without minimizing it, without panicking. The most powerful men in women's lives are not the loudest, the flashiest, or the most charming. They're the quiet ones, the steady ones, the ones whose presence makes a woman feel like she can exhale. Because when she can exhale around you, when she can let down the layers she's spent a lifetime building, she's no longer just interested, she's invested. And once a woman is invested like this, her mind starts weaving scenarios where you become central, not because she wants to control you, but because she wants safety, emotional resonance, and a man who can hold her heart as delicately as it deserves. This is why hearing her say, "I don't usually tell people this," is not a casual line. It's a declaration. It's a doorway into her world. And how you step through it determines everything. Here's the part most men completely overlook. When she shares what she doesn't usually tell anyone, it's never about the words themselves. It's about the risk she's taking with you. Every confession, every hesitation, every softly spoken truth is a test of your emotional backbone. And make no mistake, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's watching for the man who can be steady, calm, and grounded when her walls come down, and she's scanning for the man who will falter, freak out, or overreact. Most men hear this and panic internally. They start planning what to say, how to impress, how to keep her. But the truth is, the wrong reaction will erase any trust she's built in a single moment. A joking comment, a dismissive response, a look that hints at discomfort. It's like stepping on a glass floor above a fragile abyss. One crack, and she retreats. She retreats not just from you, but emotionally, from the possibility of ever being that open again with anyone. But the man she's falling for, he doesn't try to fix it. He doesn't overanalyze it. He doesn't try to earn more points by proving he's strong. He simply holds it. He listens without judgment. He mirrors without manipulation. He lets her know, silently, that her vulnerability is safe with him. That silent assurance speaks louder than any words could. And when she feels that, her brain releases a flood of neurochemicals, oxytocin, dopamine, and all the hormones tied to attachment and desire. This is why she begins thinking about you constantly, why she notices your little habits, why she craves the moments when she can quietly share her inner world again. The subtlety here is key. Men often confuse attention for attraction. They think, she's telling me things, she must be in love. But sharing isn't love. Sharing is testing. She's measuring the depth of your presence, your ability to stay grounded, your capacity to meet her without judgment. If you fail, she withdraws. If you succeed, she begins weaving you into her emotional reality. And that weaving is not temporary. It's a quiet, cumulative process that over weeks and months becomes the foundation of emotional dependency and attachment. The kind that leads her to choose you over anyone else without question. Remember this, when she opens up, she's not just revealing her world, she's inviting you to become a permanent part of it. And the way you respond now will echo in every interaction that follows. What makes this moment so powerful is not romance, it's not charm, it's not even chemistry, it's emotional imprinting. When a woman opens a part of herself, she usually protects. Her brain links that vulnerability to the man present in that moment. That man becomes associated with relief, release, and emotional safety. And human beings bond most deeply through shared vulnerability, not shared pleasure. Pleasure excites, vulnerability attaches. That's why she might leave a fun night out with other people and still think about the quiet conversation she had with you days ago. Because laughter entertains her mind, but emotional safety settles into her nervous system. And once you're there, you're not easy to replace. But here is where men unknowingly sabotage everything. They get excited. They start pushing for more time, more intimacy, more reassurance. They think she's opening up, so now I should move things forward fast. That urgency feels like pressure to her nervous system, and pressure is the opposite of safety. The moment she feels rushed, evaluated, or emotionally cornered, her body goes back into defense. The walls don't just rise, they reinforce. The man she falls for moves differently. He understands that emotional trust grows in silence, in space, in unforced presence. He doesn't interrogate her feelings. He doesn't demand clarity. He doesn't try to define the connection before it has breathed. He lets her come forward at her pace. And paradoxically, that's what makes her move closer. Because when she feels no pressure to perform emotionally, she naturally invests more. You see, attraction might bring her toward you, but emotional safety is what makes her stay. And when she senses that you don't need to rush the process, that you're secure enough to let things unfold, her respect deepens. Respect in a woman's emotional world is a gateway to lasting desire. So when she says, "I don't usually tell people this," the real question isn't what she shared. The real question is, can you be the calm space where her emotions don't feel judged, rushed, or mishandled? If the answer is yes, you're not just someone she likes, you're becoming someone she bonds to on a level most men never reach. Here's where things become deeply psychological. When she feels safe enough to reveal parts of herself she hides from others, her mind starts doing something automatic. It begins associating you with emotional relief. And emotional relief is addictive. Not in a dramatic way, not in a desperate way, but in a quiet, biological way. Her nervous system starts recognizing you as a place where tension lowers and authenticity rises. That's when attachment begins forming beneath the surface, long before she ever says she has feelings. This is why she might seem calmer around you than with others, why her voice softens, why her body language opens, why conversations with you drift into deeper territory without effort. She's not performing, she's regulating. Your presence becomes part of her emotional equilibrium, and the man who understands this doesn't take advantage of it, he respects it, because he knows this level of access is rare. Most men fumble here by shifting their behavior once they sense she's getting attached. They become inconsistent. They pull away suddenly to maintain mystery. They try to create emotional spikes, thinking unpredictability builds attraction. That might work for surface-level chemistry, but it destroys emotional safety. And without safety, attachment cannot root deeply. It withers. She may still feel drawn, but she won't feel secure enough to invest fully. The man she falls for remains steady, not boring, steady. His energy doesn't swing wildly. His attention doesn't feel conditional. He doesn't disappear to provoke a reaction. That consistency tells her nervous system, I can relax here. And relaxation is the doorway to deeper feelings. Because when a woman is no longer guarding herself, her affection flows naturally, instead of being filtered through caution. And here's something powerful. She often won't even realize this is happening. She'll just notice she thinks of you when something meaningful happens. She'll want your opinion, your presence, your reaction. You become her emotional reference point. That doesn't happen because you impressed her. It happens because you made her feel emotionally safe without asking for anything in return. That's the quiet power of this moment. When she shares what she doesn't usually tell people, she's not just revealing information, she's slowly wiring her emotional world to include you. And once that wiring forms, disconnecting feels like loss, even before the relationship has a name. Now here's the truth that changes everything. When she starts letting you see the parts of her she hides from the world, she is not just moving closer, she is becoming emotionally exposed. And emotional exposure creates emotional memory. The human brain marks vulnerable moments as significant, especially when they're met with calm acceptance. That memory attaches to you. This is why months later, she might remember something small you said when she opened up, not because the words were magical, but because of how she felt in that moment. Safe, seen, not judged. Emotional memory is stronger than logical memory. She may forget compliments. She will not forget how her heart felt when she risked being real and you handled it gently. And this is where you unknowingly step into a rare role in her life. The man who feels emotionally different. She may have been attracted to other men. She may have had passion, excitement, even drama with others. But emotional safety paired with attraction creates a bond that feels grounding instead of chaotic. That grounding feeling is what makes a woman think long-term without trying to. Her mind starts picturing you in ordinary life moments, quiet evenings, stressful days, personal victories, not fantasy. Stability. But understand this stage is fragile. If your behavior suddenly becomes inconsistent, dismissive, or emotionally cold, the contrast shocks her system. It doesn't just disappoint her, it confuses her sense of safety. That confusion feels like danger to the nervous system, and she instinctively pulls back to protect herself. Not because she stopped caring, but because her emotional trust no longer feels secure. The man she falls for understands that emotional safety must be maintained, not just created. He doesn't weaponize her vulnerability. He doesn't tease her about what she shared. He doesn't use her openness to gain control. He treats her inner world like something entrusted to him, not something he owns. That respect deepens attachment more than any grand romantic gesture ever could. Because in her emotional reality, the man who protects her vulnerability becomes the man her heart quietly chooses. Not loudly, not dramatically, but steadily, deeply, and in a way that feels irreversible. And by the time she realizes it, she's already fallen. So when you hear her say, softly, "I don't usually tell people this," understand what's really happening. You are not just in a conversation. You are standing at the doorway of her inner world. Most men never get this far. They stay outside, interacting with the version of her designed for the public. The confident mask, the playful charm, the controlled emotions. But you're being invited past that. And invitations like this are never casual. This is the moment where boys try to impress and men become unforgettable. Because this is not about saying the perfect line. It's not about escalating attraction. It's not about proving your worth. It's about your capacity to hold emotional weight without flinching, to listen without turning it into a performance, to respond without making it about yourself. That steadiness is rare, and rarity creates value in the emotional world. When she feels that from you, something irreversible begins. Her guard lowers in your presence faster than with anyone else. Her laughter becomes more relaxed. Her silence around you becomes comfortable instead of tense. She starts sharing thoughts in real time instead of filtering them. That is emotional intimacy forming, the foundation of real connection, not surface attraction. And here's the quiet truth. A woman doesn't fall for the man who excites her the most. She falls for the man she feels safest being her unfiltered self with. Excitement fades, novelty fades, but emotional safety feels like home, and humans are wired to stay where they feel at home. So if you ever find yourself in that moment, when she reveals something she never tells people, slow down internally, stay grounded, let her feel that her truth landed in steady hands. Because in that space, without drama, without pressure, without force, she begins choosing you emotionally. And when a woman chooses a man from that place, it's not fragile attraction, it's deep attachment. That is the sentence she only says to the man she's already falling for.